to study the London Underground. How unusual is that? I've been tasked with giving a presentation to Her Royal Highness. I have to brief you first, okay, before she arrives. She's on her way, but I have to brief you first. I have to describe her because we can't have any people panicking at all. Because she just doesn't like fast movements. She doesn't like people panicking and running and shouting. That's a definite no-no. Absolutely no flash photography, because she's extremely sensitive to bright lights. Well, obviously. Now, my description of her, so you are prepared and forewarned. She's like an earthworm, but on steroids. She's actually about 60 meters long, at least 3.5 meters wide, with a huge mouth at the front. She's got ridges, segmented ridges, all along the length of the body, with long hairs scattered all over the body. I think they're sensory organs, so she can probably pick up thought, the minutest vibrations underground. In her world, she lives like an earthworm, but she's massive. Now she's arriving with an entourage, and I'm going to be very privileged to give her the presentation about the London Underground, because I think it's close to her heart. Now, when she's arriving, please keep the center aisle free, because she's going to be approaching. And excuse me, here she comes now, and she's coming. Welcome, Your Majesty. Thank you very much for coming to this London Underground presentation. I'm John. I'm happy to give you this demonstration. We have a nice gathering of people. They're looking and they're watching, and we are very privileged to have you here at this monumentous occasion. Now, before I give you an in-depth tour of the London Underground, and this is by your request, I'll give you just a little bit of history, and I think the best way to relate the London Underground to where you're from, because you are a biological entity. Well, we only have earthworms, very small, but the London Underground is actually, we've created a mechanical type earthworm. And if I describe it to you, it's made out of metal. It's nothing biological at all. It's made out of steel and various other materials and concrete. And we have 11 lines, we call them tube lines, scattered all around underneath London, and they're interwoven, such as on your own planet. We also have 270 stations. I think the best way to describe the stations, we call them stations, tube stations, but you relate to it as a food station on your planet. Now, these metal carriages are also segmented, but there's quite a few differences in the fact that our carriages do not have a mouth at the front. We actually have two sliding doors, like jaws on the side. That helps the egress and the loading and unloading of people. And we sort of look like, I guess you probably look at this as food parcels, mobile food parcels. So at each underground station, each station excretes these food parcels, and in the next moment, a whole load of other food parcels come on board. It's a very efficient system. This was created in 1863, and we started off with 38,000 food parcels on the first day making journeys through the system. At the time, London had 6.5 million people above ground, and congestion was big, so we built these stations. And they were dug manually, by shovel and by pick. Very slow, very arduous system. And as our technology improved, we went to mechanical diggers. Now the mechanical diggers are pretty much like your big jaw, mouth, you know, they have metal grinders and teeth, and they grind up the the soil as they dig the tunnel. It's pretty much like you, and I noticed your teeth are quite sharp. Ma'am, your teeth are extremely sharp. Oh, you say better to eat your food with. Where have I heard that expression before? Anyway, now, for the purposes of this exhibition, we have problems with our London Underground. Our mayor is having difficult times. We're trying to expand our system to get more food parcels through the system. But unfortunately, there's cost overruns, there's technology problems, and strikes. I won't even go there. But in the meantime, our mayor would love to have your support and help with a new system underground in London. But as you start our tour, and it's going to start in just a moment, when you start to move forward, please mind the gap.